Greetings and welcome to a terrible video game review show. I'm Star200. I'm wearing a very silly hat and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. The game is full of skateboarders, multiple of them. All of them, of course, are professional skateboarders who do this for a living. But there is quite a few of them in the game. The game features a selection of different levels. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater has always been praised for having tons of different locations you can pretend you were your favorite skateboarder at. Warehouse is arguably the most famous level in all of Tony Hawk Pro Skater games. It's the first one, it's the most basic one, and it allows you to learn how to play the game with a selection of different objects that will be featured throughout the game, like half pipes, quarter pipes, and rails. Those are all essential to skateboarding in this game. Warehouse is also the first level of the career mode. In career mode, you have to do a selection of different tasks. Career mode includes, some of the franchise mainstays like collect the skate letters, knock over several boxes, or get a high score. That's pretty much career mode in a nutshell for you. You get 2 minutes, you have to go to all these different goals that they've set out for you. And it's pretty enjoyable. I really never understood the idea of hiding several skate letters throughout an abandoned warehouse, but somebody did. In career mode, you also have to collect the secret tape, which is hidden in a large suspended thing in the middle of the warehouse. I don't even know what that is. Whoever would leave a videotape there is pretty insane, but no. The second level is the school, a particularly interesting school because I don't know why would anyone want to go to a school with gigantic steps like these and random skate boxes hanging around just on the sidewalk. Also, what's the point of having so many ramps? Most places don't have that many gigantic skating ramps. This is also the first appearance of the gigantic video screen, something that was only in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater and not featured in any other games. It's not really music videos. It might be music videos for some tracks of music, but mostly it's just pictures of people skateboarding. Moving pictures of people skateboarding, that is, video. Other than that, it's a pretty boring level. It's still enjoyable, though. Alright, now we're breaking into the mall. That is hardcore. That is what skateboarders do. They break into malls when nobody's in them. And they go and they skateboard all over the mall. Yeah! Because we're hardcore, aren't we? Yes. The mall level is a mostly downhill level. Yeah, it's still a decent level. It offers some high-flying jumps like the one in the middle here. Yeah, as you can see, the game wasn't totally devoid of glitches, as you just saw there. The Chicago Skate Park is another very notable level from the first game. It is also one of the quintessential levels that pretty much offers everything in the game. And it gives you, well, it's a competition level. So there's got to be a lot of opportunities for you to do different tricks. There's a big rail combo, there's a half pipe. It's the first competition as well, so competitions would be another mainstay in the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater series. It is a competition, you just go through your run, you get a score at the end, hopefully you do very well, and then you can take home the gold medal after that. Downhill Jam. This is another level that is pretty downhill, sort of like the mall, obviously by the name, Downhill Jam. It's downhill for the entire course, really, just like the mall. It's more of what would be considered a race, instead of a place you could do, multiple tricks. It's sort of like a race course instead of a skate park like all the other levels are. It's definitely not my favorite. Downhill Jam is also the first mention of product placement in the Tony Hawk games. You better be drinking Mountain Dew. Yeah, after that I'm just gonna skip over Burnside, because no one really cares about Burnside. Now we get San Francisco, California. I like how it also just says streets, like, where in San Francisco? We don't know, it's on the streets. Wow, when did San Francisco get attacked by the fog? That was a problem with many early PlayStation 1 and even the Dreamcast version of this game had a very, very low draw distance. What draw distance is how far you can see ahead of you, obviously. If I'm standing in the street, I can see the house at the end of the cul-de-sac. In this one, it can't draw down to the end of the cul-de-sac, you can't see that. I don't believe the N64 level had this problem, but I don't know, maybe. I played the N64 game and I never got past Downhill Jam. Here's the final level, the one that was known as Unknown for most of the game until you unlocked it. Of course, I thought that was Yukon, like the place in northern Canada, but I was in the first grade at that time, I couldn't spell. So, it's Roswell, New Mexico, and obviously there's going to be some aliens in there, and there's one of them, and he talks to you. That's pretty much it. It's just your basic skate park, and that's it for Roswell, and that's the end of the game. Getting 3 golds there would mean you finish, well, getting 3 golds in the competitions, would mean you finish the game completely, and you were set, and you get to watch the videos. Yes, there are some videos where you can watch your favorite skateboarder skateboard and do lots of tricks that you'll never be able to do, but the only thing that anyone wanted to watch were skateboarders hurting themselves and sterilizing themselves. Of course, nobody reacted with over-the-top facial expressions like I do, but oh well. Also, I showed this level to my mother, and she never really played video games, but she laughed her face off at this. She thought it was hilarious to see people hurt themselves. And when is it not hilarious to see people hurt themselves? Especially people like skateboarders, because they can show you that they can jump on a piece of wood with wheels attached to it, and they can grind down the steps of the United States Capitol building, and you will never be able to do that. So it's just great to see people like this, who are so much better at everything than you, clearly, hurt themselves. It's great.